Good evening. Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Miss Nabia. Like, share, and subscribe. Well, today, as you can see from my thumbnail, we'll be talking about 90 Days Fiancé. I mean, a lot to discuss. Let me just say that. This week was crazy. I mean, couple for couple, I'm just going to start where it started. The first couple I think that we saw were, well, actually, I've just done them in couples, so it's probably mixed up. But the episode was mad when it came to Angela and Michael. I mean, that was just ridiculous. Mike and Natalie. I mean, hey, Leslie, thanks for joining. Mike and Natalie. Now, Mike and Natalie, they just came back from Trisha's house, as you watched last week's episode. They came back from his mum's house, after that awkward conversation in the car where she kind of walked off and said, her mum told her she has to go. So, goodbye. And she turned around. It's just been awkward between them. Apparently, they've not even discussed the argument that they had apparently with the mom. And they just seem to have this, I don't know, they seem to have this thing of wanting to brush everything under the carpet, if you know what I mean, and not talk about their real issues. That's what's actually going on. So, I mean, Michael and Natalie, from the craziest thing I think for Mike and Natalie is how do two people go out to go and get a puppy, but they come back with a rat? I mean, really, you come back with a whole rat, and then you've got the rat eating off your dining table. It's just, and then the fact that it ran through her hair. Did you guys see that it ran through her hair? She just had it all up in here, and it was like, come on. Is this what with the life we live in now? Having rats as a pet when you went out to go and get a puppy. I mean, I can't keep up with Natalie. Between the two of them, they seem mentally challenged. That's the word I'm going to use from now on. Mentally challenged, very questionable about their behavior. I mean, Mike seems to just come across as if he's very I mean, on the toaster. Thanks for joining, Under the Line. Hi, Lorraine. I mean, on the toaster, it was everywhere, right? And the thumbnail, if you've noticed on the thumbnail, do you guys see the Confederate flag in the background? When the episode was actually on TV, I had to zoom back in and look back, and they actually zoomed it out like the police does with witnesses and stuff. They zoomed out the face. So they zoomed out the whole flag in the background, but the flag was there, the Confederate flag. Now I'm looking at Mike sideways because, first of all, why is your voice breaking? The only time you actually start speaking with a passion is when your mum's involved. Like, you need to calm down with this mum. Like, seriously, Mike, at this point, I'm thinking you need to just slide over to Smothered. I'm sure it's on the same channel. You need to go to Smothered, because at this point the relationship between you and your mum, very questionable, because you two seem to egg each other on and then want to kind of attack Natalie when really we don't really know what happened. Like, Natalie is annoying, don't get it twisted. I can't stand Natalie, like, I can't stand her, but at the same time I must say Michael is looking a little bit abusive. Like, he shuts her down every time she tries to express herself. And then why is it? I know last time, I don't know if you guys saw it, but she did mention that she feels like in their relationship she has to go and apologize, just to make it better and smoothen it over, kind of thing. And it seems like she always is the one that apologizes regardless of what's happened. And then a point to point out that I saw online actually is, do you guys think that Michael's mom, Trish, may had said to her, you've got hooker boots, that's hooker boots, like we call those boots that you've got on, hooker boots, because she was wearing knee-high boots. If you look back on last week's episode, I don't know if there was a miscommunication there, but it seems to be going around that maybe Trish had said to her hooker boots. But Natalie is calculating too. As much as she wants to say she's smart and has got 2 degrees, I believe she will twist words in order to make herself look like a victim, if you know what I mean. So they're as bad as each other. They just need to break up and call it a day. Like, I don't even know why they are together. I can't stand the way Michael gets when she's talking to him and trying to express herself. And then his voice. Have you noticed how his voice gets very high? And I don't know, like as if you in a previous life you were a female. Like you seem very, I don't know, mixed gender kind of behavior. Like I don't know, like if he considers himself to be straight or, you know, bi, or I don't know, you know, whatever, sexual, asexual or whatever, but he just comes across a little bit too feminine at times, especially the way his voice breaks when he speaks. I can't stand it. And then we have Tiffany and Ronald. Now, Tiffany and Ronald this week, she packed her bags, you know, left America and flew off to go see Ronald in, it did. His voice did keep getting higher under the line. Thank you. He did. Like, I don't understand. But anyway, as I said, Tiffany and Ronald, Tiffany now packed up with her 2 kids, Danny and the little girl, took them to South Africa. Now they got to South Africa. On the other hand, we see his mom, Ronald's mom, and Ronald making their way to the airport. We see Ronald in his home, or his flat, should I say, or kind of 1-bedroom house or whatever he's got, in South Africa, and he's basically trying to do up the house, I don't know, or the flat. I mean, he wants to basically, he's plotting to make Tiffany and the kids stay over there as long as possible, is basically what he told his friend. I mean, he was giving me Dateline vibes. He was giving me you went from liar to gambling to addiction to now kidnapping. Like, hold up, like, put the brakes on it for a second. Like, what are you talking about? You're on national TV talking about you're going to force her to stay. You can't force anybody to do anything. This girl is on a whole show with her children. The second she says to the producer she wants to get out of here, they will pack her bags and make her go back to America. So I don't even understand how he's thinking. That's how you know his mind is not right, because any sane person would say that's not going to work. I mean, I like how he switched it up and said, I hope, you know, you're going to want to stay for yourself kind of thing, but nah. And then to come to that house, I mean, first of all, Tiffany changing in the toilets, the toilet transformation is what got me. This girl took a flight and had to come off the flight to go to the toilet in the airport to get change, just to do what? People, like, guess what did we see? This is what we saw. This empty shoulder, like naked shoulders. Between her and Kalani, all they seem to be doing is have naked shoulders. Like, I don't understand. These women have their breast out all the time, and then, you know, they always have this dress code of naked shoulders. That's what I thought was funny as well. Anyway, she comes out in a maxi dress. Obviously, the family's there to greet her. I mean, Ronald, in the meantime, has worked on his flat, and guess what? Decided to build a room for Daniel out of part of his garage, basically. Like, his garage is big enough to put some plyboard or whatever he said, you know, thin wood plyboards, and to kind of shape a room, which he did. He painted and everything. But when they got there and you looked at the room, from what I could see, I mean, it looked dark as hell. I don't think it would be comfortable for a kid to sleep in there. And then furthermore, if it's in your garage, can somebody not just get in your garage and kick down the plywood and get to your son? Like, I don't understand. I don't understand. I mean, Ronald is desperate at this point to keep his family there, because I believe he knows he's slacking. He knows he's not going to he's not going to get the visa, and if he doesn't get the visa, basically he loses his family, just like he said. But he can't be, he's a selfish, I don't want to swear, but he's a selfish idiot. Like, to me, you're not even considering your kids and your daughter at this point. Do you really want Daniel to be brought up in a one room that's been built from a garage with no window? Thank you, end of the line, with no windows. That's the one thing I noticed. Like, is this boy developing film inside that room? That's how dark that room is. You might as well be getting your negative film in line and make the boy develop film, because I don't understand why you would want to sleep in that room. And then you've got the fan standing in the room, blowing out the room as if the air has only one way in, one way out. It's going to take forever for the paint smell to go. And even then, I think it'll still smell of paint. We all know what paint smells like. It needs windows. A room that you're going to paint needs windows. Like, it doesn't make no sense. But anyway, you know, I suppose B- for the bloody effort. Yeah, B- for the bloody effort. But mate, let me tell you, you're not going to force nobody to stay. That was just creepy to me. Creepy, red flag. I mean, Tiffany hasn't got a clue, by the way, that he's plotting on her. But it's just crazy. It's ridiculous. And then you had his mum as well talking about her son's changed. You know, every mum would say that though about their own kid, right? Her son's changed for the past 2 years. You know, in the past 2 years, he was an addict. He was in rehab, she said 2 years ago. Now look at him. He's trying. He's got a whole family, blah, blah, blah. I mean, it was a bit of play the bloody violins for Ronald. It was just ridiculous. But Daniel, hey Hector, thanks for joining. It is a dungeon. It looks like it might as well be underground, because that no way looks like a room that a child should be sleeping in above ground, you know. And then I'm gonna jump to Yara and Jovi. I mean, Yara, can we just, this girl, I don't want to laugh because it's not fun. How should I say it? You know, when somebody gets ill, okay? But she deserved everything she had coming to her. Like, I was like, that's what you get. That is what you get. The way that she speaks to Gwen, like, I could jump through the TV and choke her. I cannot stand this girl. The way that she speaks to Gwen, she's staying at her house, by the way, because there's a storm going on. Then she speaks, you know, about the fact that she never knew this type of stuff happens, and how she doesn't understand how this weather thing works. And I'm just like, where have you been? Like, underground in Ukraine? That's how you know. All you worry about is money, materialistic things, because that's what purchases you the materialistic things. And it's like, that's all you've worried about. Because to me, what do you know? At least Natalie is out here talking about she's got 2 degrees. What have you got, Yara? All you want to seem to be doing is like shopping with this man's money. And then, even then, when he's out here making money that so you can spend it, right? You're still here moaning about and bitching about the fact that he's out, you know, working and not with you. Like, sit down. I can't stand this girl. Gwen has opened up her home to her. Then she's got this spoiled, you know, girl feeling entitled because you know you didn't have shit in bloody Russia or Ukraine, wherever you come from. You didn't have much because you're the one following, you know, peeing all the way to the US, right? And now you're scared, you know, you're scared and crying about the fact that, you're in a storm and you don't, but then you want to decide to go home. She decides to go home when Gwen's telling her stay. And then, when Gwen's telling her stay, she doesn't want to take the advice. She then runs off in a taxi. No, she didn't actually. At first, I thought it was a taxi. My bad. I'll take that back. Let me just. Woof. But no, she didn't. She jumped in Gwen's car. She drove her back to the house or whatever, then left her there. And then before you know it, it jumps to a clip where she's talking about, I have headache. It comes to a point where I can't pick up Mila and da da da. And it's like, didn't she tell you to stay in her house? Didn't she tell you that you need help with your baby in case she falls ill or you fall ill? And here we go. You now don't catch, you know, COVID-19, and you're here talking about, Gwen, please come and rescue me. You know, it's just like, no, I can't stand Yara. I can't stand her. You need to just get a grip. You can take your child into the shower. And the fact that she said, I don't want to stay at Gwen's, you know, just in case I don't drop the towel and it's a oops moment in front of his own daddy. Like, behave. To me, she's making up BS just so she can go and be on her own. But even on her own, she couldn't make it. She couldn't make it on her own. Now you're sick and you're back with your tail between your legs, you know, begging at Gwen's house and having Gwen look after the baby. So to me, it's like, She needs to sit down. She needs to sit. The way she acts so entitled. Furthermore, I feel like she needs to work on her grammar, because even Natalie is doing better than her at this point with English, because the way she's, I can't take the way she even talks. It's like, you can see, just watch yourself back in these episodes, switch the words around, and you've got a complete sentence. It's just you got the words in the wrong place every time you speak. I can't. Then we've got Andrei and Elizabeth. Now, last week, the sisters, got it on the boat a couple of episodes ago. Then they made up. Then you had Andrei and Charlie getting into it. I mean, this week, they did the RV trip. Off they go as a family. But here's the funny part. Who's driving the RV? The only person who's actually got a license, a commercial license to drive it, is Andrei. Now, why is it that all his children that have always got so much to say, they act like they are higher than thou, high almighty, this is our business, family this. Why has none of you got the license to drive bigger trucks then, if that's the case? Do you guys not move things in and move stuff out? You're doing properties all the time. I don't get it. So Andrei is now the driver. Now, again, it comes across like, hey everybody, sorry, I'm going off on one here. Sorry guys. Hi Short Stack. Hi GSP. I see you. Hey Justa T. Hey Weeble. Thanks for joining everybody. Hector, I saw you already. But yeah, so like I said, with them, like, it came across like a little bit like, again, like, yes, Andrei's got the one with the license, but he's doing the hard work again. But I think Chuck kind of likes that. Chuck is kind of drawn to Andrei at this point, because he tells his kids to, shut the F up, basically. And I think Chuck likes that. And Elizabeth seemed to just be in the background, kind of in awe of her and her daddy and her husband kind of talking and, in the RV. But then here goes the sisters, Tweedledee and Tweedledum is what I call them. Becky and the other one, Jen. Yeah, Becky and Jen. Now, Becky, furthermore, you see the way her mouth sits? She's got a long mouth. That's the problem with her. Constantly moving her mouth with her long lips. I can't stand her. Why are you always got some sort of conspiracy theory going on? Then you want to egg up Jen, who can't seem to think for herself, and then all of you team up on Elizabeth. That's every time what seems to be happening. Becky is the problem. And then you've got this, boneless, got no backbone husband sitting next to her, talking like, oh, Andrei, you're going to drive into the woods. When he asked her to come out, and he'd had enough at this point, when he asked her to come out the thing so they can talk, why was she acting like the man was going to rape her in the bushes? That's your sister's husband. They are so over-animated. I can't stand them, the two sisters, because she could have just gone out and spoke to this man. They're constantly undermining Andrei. As much, we all know what Andrei is. He came over to the country. He's with this girl. Let it be what it is. If daddy enjoys working with this man and wants to help his daughter out, let him do that. But until daddy said he's had enough, they need to have respect for their dad. Sit down and shut off. Like, you need to just shut up, because at this point, daddy doesn't need your advice. Hence why he had the conversation right beside you, even though you were listening, Becky, and then you still couldn't keep your long mouth shut and still had to keep on talking. Those two sisters get on my nerve. I really don't understand. Like, let me just see what else I needed to say about that bloody couple. I think that was about it, really. I mean, her husband, though, back to the husband. Does he ever talk? Does he ever tell his wife, just shush? Like, does he ever say, sit down? Like, remember Yazan and he should, like, that's the type of treatment Becky needs right now. Like, khalas. Somebody just khalas, shush, enough. You just don't know when enough is enough. You're always carrying on, Becky. I've had enough of you, Becky, with your good hair. I can't take her. Then you've got Kalani and Asuelo, last couple, by the way. Kalani and Asuelo, now, they were at the cabin trip, the two little cabins that he, rented for his family. And then they're at the getaway. Now, they seem to be communicating okay. Clearly, they had sex, because he's talking about he satisfied her and blah, blah, blah on camera. I mean, Asuelo needs to stop, because he just sounds like a horny teenager. It's ridiculous at this point. And then you know, she obviously, here she goes. Remember what we said, yeah, last couple of weeks ago? Pump it. She needs to pump it, like, for real. It's just ridiculous to me. Kalani, all she ever wants to do is complain. There's always an issue with her. They seem to, hey Dory, thanks for joining. They seem to, you know, go be on this getaway. She decided to bring her mum because she can't seem to leave the kids alone without giving them boob milk, right? Yeah, breast milk. Now here she goes talking about, I had to leave early in the morning and go breastfeed the children and feed the kids. Like, hold on, like, Kalani, what do you do any other time? Where are, like, are the kids being starved when you're driving around in the daytime going to toy shopping on, like, are the kids being starved when you're out with daddy? I don't understand. Why is it that you need to always breastfeed these children? And if that's what you decide to do, why are you not pumping the damn milk? And then, as if that wasn't bad enough, she then decides to have a guilty, to all of a sudden have a conscience, right? Kaylani wants to have a conscience at the, you know, talking about the wrong timing. This woman wants to now confess to her husband on their one little getaway. Like, they don't even get away all the time. On their little getaway, she decides to confess and say, oh, you know, I've been to a divorce lawyer and it doesn't sit well with me, so I feel like I need to tell my husband. Now here she goes. She tells him, and actually I must say, A-star, A+ for the way you reacted, Asuelo, because this was the one time you actually were mature enough. And the whole affy thing is a little bit, you know, ew. But okay, if that's what you want to do, you did it. You calmed down and you actually handled yourself quite well. You handled yourself quite well. He didn't pop off like he normally does, right? So I think he handled himself as well as he could have in that moment, to walk away, go and calm down, take a breath, you know, have a breather, come back. And they made up, as they do. But I blame you, Kalani. To me, it's like, are you self-sabotaging? Like, are you self-sabotaging your relationship at this point? Because that was bad timing. Like, really? What were you thinking? Don't do that. Next time, don't do that. I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. And then again, I'll leave her breasts alone, but too much cleavage for me, man. Too much cleavage between her and Tiffany. It's cleavage galore. It's too much. It's just too much. But, you know, that was about it for this episode. But, yo, the previews. I'm so excited. I mean, Julia and Brandon, they showed us a clip. Apparently, they're moving into their own home. But Julia goes, that's where the baby bed goes, while the parents are right there. The parents nearly had a heart attack and dropped down dead. They were like, baby? Like, and then Brandon was like, you could have told me something, you know. I think Julia is broody, is getting a little bit broody now that she's seen Yara and Jovi pop out that baby. I think she's getting broody. So be careful, Brandon, because she's the type. She seems the type to, you know, grab a needle and into the condom, okay, and let you go and have a good old time with her, right? So don't even, you need to watch her. You need to watch her. That's how I feel about Julia. Now, then they show us a little clip with Tiffany and Ronald. Now, we already predicted this, that it would go wrong. 2 days in, the man is sitting on his sofa, vaping as usual, talking about the clip that they show. He's there talking about, I don't do poopy nappies. I'm like, you what? What? You haven't seen your daughter in over 11 months, and you're telling me there would be no joy in order for you to connect with your daughter and stand over her and wipe her and talk and laugh. You know how it is with little children. You talk to them and you love, like, how are you telling me you don't do poopy nappies? Are you serious? This man has got the nerve, with no bloody stable bloody job and finances, to be telling this woman, I'm not wiping a poopy nappy, my daughter's poopy nappy. Like, are you serious? I was disgusted. For him to say that after, sorry, I just dropped mine. For him to say that after she came all that way with the 2 children, mind you, it's not easy, you know, to travel with children and on an airplane. And then for him to act that way, I was just disgusted. I don't know what else he will say to her. Thank you, Lone Star Indy. I can't stand him. I can't stand him either. I agree. I don't know what else he'll do to her. But I, like, Tiffany, you need to pack up your shit, take your children and run back to the airport and go back home. You need to go. There ain't no way you are staying with this man for 3 months. No way. I don't even think she'll make it 1 month in. Like, I really don't think she'll make it 1 month in. How do you expect to sit there, Ronald, and not wipe your daughter's ass, Ronald? How are you a dad and you don't want to wash your kid and wipe your kid's ass? This girl has been doing it on her own for 11 months, on top of her bloody trying to get you a visa, and you're here and you've got the nerve to act like that. I mean, just, I can't. And then it just pisses me off with his mum as well. The fact that she was like, oh, he's changed and he's good and he doesn't do call. He doesn't do F all for his people, for his whole family. Then it jumps to a clip of Mike. I mean, Angela. Angela's gone to a divorce. Oh, hold on. How did I jump over Michael and Angela? That was the biggest thing we needed to talk about today. I mean, Angela, are you serious? You need to sit your ass down. Like, really, as viewers, are we okaying this because it's a white woman talking to a black man? Because if this was the other way around, you lot would be pissed. Everybody would be angry. So I don't understand how even the TV show is allowing this shit to go on. I read somewhere that they're trying to make her come off the show now because they've had enough of her, just like Ed. You know, Ed from the previous. People have had enough. People have had enough. But the fact that they keep showing this, the woman is degrading this man on national television. That's abuse upon abuse. Emotional abuse. She is verbally abusing this man. Like, what are you thinking? And then for her to go to a tech shop and ask this man to go and track his phone. Track what? He's all the way in Nigeria. If you had any... Listen, Angela, read a book. Pick up a paper, please, instead of being worried about getting rid of those layers of fat that you're carrying on your body, right? I'm upset. I'm angry for my African brother, okay, that you're out here degrading and making him look like shit on national television. And Michael, I'm glad you finally said something to her. Are you God, Angela? Because I think at this point, this man would be happier staying in Africa with his people and marry a Nigerian woman than put up with your BS just for a green card. This is on the edge of slavery. The way she's treating this man, talking about you might, you know, you can stay your ass over there, and threatening him with cutting off the visa and whatnot. Like, Angela, you need to cut it. You need to cut that shit because it's not on. It's not on the way you're treating this man. And then on next episode, you're here still sweetening him up and talking to him about this and this and this. And then she had the nerve, right, yeah, to tell him, oh, don't do the British thing. Do you even know the history Nigeria has got with England? You need to educate yourself because you're supposedly with this black man that you run after his peen, right? You're all the way to Nigeria, and then you still got the nerve to say the peen ain't good enough for you all of a sudden. All of a sudden, Angela, it ain't good enough for you. Like, I can't stand her. This white woman I've had enough. I've had enough of white people constantly getting away with this type of BS. Like, if he even said one wrong thing to her, the internet would have gone crazy. But for some reason, Angela is doing it week upon week upon week upon week. Like, what is going on, TLC? You don't need to cut this BS and get her off. I do not want to see Angela dissing this man like that again. He needs to get rid of her and get on bloody single life. He might have a better time on there and at least, what do you call it? Get some money out of it. Because at this point, and then, I mean, did you see the man in the shop? The way she made this man sit there so awkwardly, I don't understand. But to me, it showed me that it was kind of scripted because when she asked him, can you do the phone? He said no, but he still wanted to take her to the back and say, let's see what we can do. So that was pre-planned. And like, they thought that out. Like, we can go sit in the back and she can try and call him again or whatever. The best advice she can listen to is her daughter. Her daughter told her, don't, you know, he's upset with you spending all this money when you lot could be doing other things. Hello? Like, how do you not understand the man is upset? He has a right to be upset, not constantly worry about pleasing you and walking on eggshells. That's all this man does, is walk on eggshells. Like, Michael, you need to get a backbone, because I'm telling you, Nigerian men wouldn't put up with this BS for no green card, not over their dead body, okay? Because this is beyond embarrassing and shameful for you and your family. You need to cut this shit, because there's no need for you to sell your soul on television to be made to look like that desperate. Okay, you can still live a good life in Nigeria without running to the US, because there ain't nothing good for you here if this is what's waiting for you on the other side. And that's my piece on the two of them, because that was disgusting. She's there trying to drink smoothies with the grandchildren, as if us as the viewers can connect with you. Listen, the only good thing about you is that you're a grandma and you're looking after them children, but that's it. I wash my hands off this woman. That's it. Nothing else decent about you, Angela, because if there was, you wouldn't be treating this man like that on national television. You're a bloody bully. I don't want to swear. You're a bully. You're a big ass bully. Okay. And you need to look in the mirror with your dry ass hay. You got 5 pieces of hay on your head that you call hair. Okay. You need to work on that. Worrying about the rest of your body. Worry about your hair. Pisses me off. I swear. Honestly, I need to calm down right now. Let me just get a sip of this. Oh my God. Oh my God. I can't deal. I swear. Please come and join me. I'll drop the link, you guys. Thanks for joining me, by the way. Sorry, that was me. That was the recap, you guys. Sorry for the high energy, but I've had enough. Like, watching that, it blew my mind, the fact that they allowed this to be on TV just for ratings. For ratings? We are doing this for ratings? Like, nah, making smoothies. I saw that, squeezing in bloody, what was it? Grape jelly. Ew. Like, woman, that's not how you lose weight. Okay. Oh, sorry. Hold on, Les.
She was eating grape jelly? That's disgusting.
You okay?
That was disgusting. No, she's a complete jerk. But you know what? Michael deserves it, kind of, because when she threw that cake in my face a couple of seasons ago, I would have been out
Yeah.
then. I would have been done. I
Yeah.
would have been like, you know what? You don't put your hands on me, much less my face. No, get out. Like,
Yeah.
she's crazy, though, but she's always been crazy, and now she's just taking it to a whole nother level. She doesn't want to be married to him. It's exactly what he
No.
said. She's going to get skinny, and she's going to think she can get somebody better in America, and she's going to want somebody here.
Yeah.
Not with that attitude. You're not getting anybody anywhere. She's disgusting.
Yeah, no, I can't stand Angela.
And
I
I'm
mean,
sorry, I have to disagree with you. I know she watches
standards
all
are
these
a
things,
lot.
and I'll be honest with you, I don't care if she hears me say this, but okay, you're a good grandma, you're raising all those kids, whatever.
Yeah.
Why are you raising those kids? Why couldn't you do your job as a mom and not raise a bunch of delinquents that you had to raise
That's
their
what I'm
kids?
saying. Like, are you crazy? My mom is not raising nobody's children. I'm telling you, my mom loves her grandchildren, but there's no way she's picking up your slack. She's raised us better than that. So I don't understand how she's got not one child, but she's got about 6 or 7. I mean, it looked like a daycare in there. Right?
Football team.
It
Yeah,
was
a
just, I
United
mean, I
Nations
don't
team.
know if all her daughters had kids as teenagers, but it looks to me like they just had kids after kid after kid after kid. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
And then
How
on
many
top of
daughters
that,
does she have?
I don't even know. I don't really care at this point. I know she's got the one that's an alleged child abuser who just come out of jail. I know that. And then she's got Skylar. But has Skylar had all them kids on her own? No, she can't have. Skylar's got a couple, and then the other one's got a couple as well, I think. But then, what was I going to say? What about the rat? Let's talk about the rat. The rat sitting on this woman's shoulder talking about it's clean and whatever.
Maybe she's
Like,
going to train to cook for her healthy food. Maybe she'll make it into ratatouille. It's disgusting. She looked like Cruella de Vil with this thing just sitting there like, oh.
Yeah.
Disgusting,
Yeah.
disgusting, disgusting. The whole idea of it was nuts. Like, why would you get a rat? You live on a farm. You're just inviting more vermin into your house. Like, you know those things attract each other. And then And Mike is just such a mama's boy. Like, honestly, I would have kicked her out a long time ago. I would have filed for divorce and had her go back home.
Yeah,
Because,
I would
like,
have as well. I would have as
I
well.
do get,
Yeah.
and I do get where he gets really upset about when people talk about his mom, because I'm the same way. Like, you can say whatever you want about me, but like, you mention my mother
Yeah.
and we're gonna have issues.
Yeah, but listen, again, you have to acknowledge if your mum's in the wrong or made somebody be uncomfortable. To be fair, Natalie's attitude always stinks. So the way she enters the home is kind of how she was received, right? By Trish. So she can't blame Trish for being, fuckery like her. Can I say that? Probably not. I don't
Probably
know.
not. It's okay, we're gonna ignore
But
it. But didn't Mike
yeah,
go in
I feel
there and
like they were on
grab
the same
her?
level of foolery.
Didn't
Let
Mike
me put
go
it
into
that
the
way.
kitchen and grab her somewhere inappropriately and she said
Yeah,
something that I'm not gonna repeat? And
yeah.
that's probably, if the comment did come out, maybe that's why the comment came out. Because, like, dude, you use some pretty vulgar language too. Maybe she was like, oh, this is just the way she talks. This is okay.
Yeah.
I
End of
don't
the
think that.
line said, Natalie's only here to get her modeling actress career going. She never loved Mike. At this point, I don't think she loves him. I really believe she has a mission. You know, when you have a mission in mind, but sometimes you suffer along the way. This is all sacrifice. You suffer along the way, but the end goal is to get to a better life where, remember, she's really close with her mom. So she probably is thinking about how much money she could earn in the future and help her mom and make their lives so much better, and be famous. Because remember, she's delusional. While all of this is going on, she thinks
Maybe
she'll.
she can be in like some IT movie as a robot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, the fat back. You mean Mike's fat back? I mean, I can't
Mm-hmm.
take Michael's fat back,
It's
man. He
disgusting.
needs to
His
do
body
something
shape is
about that.
disgusting.
Yes, it's the
It's like
weirdest body shape. Everything is jelly and loose. I don't even know how she sleeps with that. Like, Natalie, as much as we say anything about her body is nice. Like, she has big boobies. You can see she's had them done. They sit up nice and perky.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I understand. I really believe, because Natalie is as weird as she is, nobody but somebody like Mike would have her. Let's be real. Any sane man who is normal in some way would be running for the hills after like a week with this woman, because
Mm-hmm.
she is kind of weird. She's
Well,
very,
clearly
very
her
weird.
ex-husband did.
Yeah, yeah.
Clearly
So,
the
well, there you
ex-husband
go.
did.
And he was supposedly very wealthy. So I think she's very bitter about the fact that her first marriage probably didn't work out with the person that did have all the money. And then now she's sacrificing, sitting up in the woods with somebody who's treating her like shit, really, because look how he talks to her. He's constantly like shutting her down. As much as she's annoying, she's always trying to talk to him and communicate and say how she feels, as ridiculous as it may be, right? Or
Mm-hmm.
delusional. He
Yeah.
doesn't let her speak. He asks her. Same with Angela. She'll ask him a question and then straight away she's down his neck. Who does that?
It's like, shut
Like,
up,
to me,
shut up,
you
shut
got
up.
issues. Go on.
Yeah, no, it's like, I don't know. I feel like they're all
Ex
gaslighters.
thought
Like,
it's
they're all like,
yes.
what?
That room
What's she
had me.
saying?
I was in El
Right?
Salvador. He said Daniel's room looked like being in El Salvador with the blue color. Yeah, don't those countries like that have bright color walls, don't they?
Listen, I'm not a
In the
blue butt
house
kid
within.
living. I'm not.
She's cooking again. I didn't even need to click on it. Hold on, you've gone quiet. Where have you gone? Is it just me? Can you hear me?
Sorry, no, it was me. I muted you by
Okay.
accident.
Yeah,
I said,
that's fine.
I'm not comfortable with that little boy sleeping in a room outside the house. Why do you have him outside the house?
I don't
Wouldn't you
know.
want
And
your
the fact,
child within earshot? Why are you trying?
well, this
I
is
don't know.
what
There's
I
something
said.
really
If
creepy
remember, this
about
is
it.
South Africa. This is South Africa, remember. If somebody wants to break into your house, they'll probably, the first easiest place to go through is the garage to get into the rest of the home. No? So to maybe not disturb people as quick as maybe you would through the front door or a window or whatever. Now, if you came through the garage and you see this ply wall put up, remember, because the back of the room sticks out into the garage. So he did the plywood, but I don't know. To me, it's not safe. While she's out here talking about, I'm really excited to see my husband. Your husband is a bum at this point, Tiffany. I mean, unfortunately, I don't want to say it, but he's a bum. He's a bum. because the way that, look, even, is that you that said he's more attached to that little boy than
Yeah.
his wife?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
He's super creepy.
Let's talk about that.
Like, why? I wonder, did he start dating her because she knew she had a little boy?
I really don't know. I honestly don't know. I mean, they met. Remember, she was in South Africa on holiday, wasn't she?
Mm-hmm.
And then they met, didn't they? And then it went from there, from what I know. But I mean, she must have told him at some point she does have a son, and he must have connected with the son, because I don't know, like, if she met him in South Africa and then came back to the US, and then she's probably gone back to visit him, how did he build such a bond with Daniel then if he's never had a visa? That means the bond that he's built is only because she's been taking the kids over there. You know what I mean? End of the line says she doesn't.
Sorry,
I don't trust Ronald. Well,
yeah, I'm
I mean,
sorry. I just think that like grooming starts really, really young.
yeah,
And this man has already developed trust with this child. He's a stranger. You don't know him.
yeah.
You don't know anything about him. Why? And then he builds a house for your son outside the house, a room for your son outside the house where you can't hear anything that's going on with your son.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think
Did
he's
you?
creepy.
Oh, thank you, Short Stack. I want to take you with me to the car dealership. I would get a great deal, she says. Oh, that's funny.
You would.
But no, I mean, between the rat and then the abuse with Michael, and then we've got Yara, who, let me just say, come, chameleon. Let me just sing that, because
what?
that's
I'll be
karma.
honest with you.
Karma in its best form, honestly.
Now, this is
That
the other
girl.
question I have for you.
Yeah.
Do you think TLC purposely aired that to get rid of Angela and have a reason to do it?
I don't know. Maybe they've had enough of her in the back, behind the scenes. We don't know.
Pretty sure.
We honestly don't know, because the way she's so angry, and then talking about she's got a cyst in her mouth and it's his fault. Hey, Ablavi.
Yeah, no, that's called herpes. That's what that is. That's called herpes.
Like, she keeps getting the cyst because she keeps. That's the problem. You can't keep smoking and then not expecting air and all that infection
on your mouth. When you get abscesses on your mouth, guess what? That's herpes. That's what that is. I never had an abscess in my life, and I stress all the time.
Oh, right. Okay. I don't know then. I've never had anything that was bad enough to cover up. I've never had anything bad enough to cover up with a mask, if I'm honest. So.
Yeah, because I know a couple of people who had them, and they would like go down their nose and stuff. It was herpes. They had herpes on their mouth.
Yeah.
It's a sexually transmitted disease. That's what it is. So don't try to blame the guy who's all the way in Nigeria because you get flare-ups of your nastiness.
Yeah. I mean, end of the line, she could find somebody better in America. But Tiffany, for some reason, values herself, as much as that, and thinks that Ronald is the best thing for her. A child is not the reason to stay with somebody. Let's just be real. It just isn't.
She was good on that.
So, huh?
I thought she was good on that when the first baby daddy didn't stick around.
Well, yeah. No, he died. Let's not.
Oh, is that?
Yeah. He doesn't have a father. Hence why he's always, I think with the boy, it's that void that he's trying to fill with somebody familiar. But it's not necessarily somebody that's been consistent. He doesn't financially support the boy. Does he have savings for the boy? Does he, you know what I mean? He doesn't do stuff like that. Yeah, you didn't realize?
No.
Oh, I could see that. I could see her. I thought you could see. But no, and it's just ridiculous. The fact that Angela thought she could track him all the way from Thingy is the dumbest thing ever, don't you think?
Hello.
Like, really? Hey.
Hi.
I'm outside. I just listen. The only thing I want to discuss is when Angela said to Michael, "You lied to me about your penis. I got you not packing like a mandingo. You like shrimp fried rice. That's what I got. Is that what you got?"
Yeah. But she kept going back for more.
Here I am telling the world I got the best mandingo from Nigeria, and I'm here with shrimp fried rice. That's probably why Angela's so mad all the time.
Well, maybe. But Angela, I mean, for her to even say that, and then next week you're with him anyway, it's BS. She's done this before. How many times has she broke up with this man? on the TV, and then she's back with him again, and then now you're going to a divorce lawyer. I believe Angela is realizing that people like me and people who are watching the show have had enough of her abusive behavior, and it's boring at this point. In the beginning,
It's echoing. What is all that noise? Let me mute her. Oh,
Well,
hold on. Is that you,
that's
Ablavi?
me. It's the wind.
Ah, hold on.
Woo! It's blowing. It's hot out here.
Oh God, what did I do
tornado
now?
weather.
Listen, I'm in Brooklyn. That's how the wind be. Woo!
I don't know.
Yeah,
Someone
so
said the wind's not blowing.
Oh, let me show my camera.
as
Let
I
me
was
show you
saying,
Brooklyn. Hold on. Can you see it?
oh, nice. Yes.
Oh, because you're
Why
like
are you
on
on
the
some
top of a
rooftop?
high rise.
I know.
That's why the wind is crazy, because you're like
Why are you on a
1,000
rooftop?
feet in
Exactly.
the air.
You're on a balcony.
Yeah, I'm on a balcony.
Ah, okay.
Woo.
Did you
But
finish
no.
making your cookies?
Yeah, I'm still
No, we're not
making
talking
cookies.
about. We're not talking about cookies. You enjoy your cookies. What was I gonna say? Angela, and what was I saying? Yeah, I think Angela has slowly understood. I think the ratings have changed, probably behind the scenes. I think TLC is not finding that, the whole spin-off and whatever she wanted to do with Michael. I don't think the interest is there as much, because people are not going to enjoy watching abuse all the time. Think about it. The way
It was
that from how
uncomfortable to watch.
yes, it's very uncomfortable to watch. I'm angry. Like, I'm angry because why is this grown ass man being, how should I say it? Is succumbing to fame and TV life just for the sake. You understand what I'm saying? Your integrity. You're allowing this woman to talk down to you, to just degrade you and put you down as a man.
Oh yeah,
I don't agree with that at all. He needs to stand up for
Sorry.
himself, and come off the show. That's what they need to do. They need to just come off the show.
Yeah, or
But
maybe just do a spin-off with just him.
what do you think about Yara? And
I was like, good for you.
I know.
Because she always thinks she can do Listen, I don't want any man to complain about American women. After how these Eastern European women do nothing but complain, I don't want to hear it. Her and Natalie is just too much.
Yeah.
And Yara, I was like, and then this is the thing. She was telling us about the breast. Listen, you are not a doctor. I don't care if you breastfeed or not. And I was like, ooh. And Jovi, you caught that shade? He was basically saying, "What? Were you outside without your mask? Is that how you got it?"
Yeah.
Anything
I don't know how she got it, but she looks.
Do anything better than you.
She sounds like her mouth stinks. That's all I know. She sounds like her mouth stinks. That's why she's got the mask all the way down to her neck, so none of her stinking air can escape. But no. Angela, right now, I don't know. With all them rolls going on, do you see how disproportionate? Listen, her body was already a funny shape to start with.
She looks like Mike now. She looks like
this is not, honestly, this is not what you want to look like after surgery. Okay, people, she's not made to have surgery. Honestly, I think she should have just done her boobs for health reasons. But all that other stuff, it's not looking nice at this point.
No, she needed the surgery. She was very ugly before it. No, I'm not gonna
listen. She looks older now. She looks older. I think
she looks a world better. That original face wouldn't have gotten her a Jovi. No, she needed that surgery.
Talking about looking older.
She's talking about
Angela. I'm talking about Angela. Talking about older though, the way that the camera when the camera comes close to Yara's face, she looks old and wrinkled. How old is this girl?
Because she's using filters when she's on the show.
How old is she?
I think she's in her 30s or late 20s.
Yara.
Yeah.
I need to find out how old she is, because this girl looks old in the face. Like, she has wrinkles above her eyebrow, things like that I feel like, hold on, I don't have wrinkles that are visible on a day-to-day if you see my face.
Nabia, you two have two different types of skin. You really be trying it. I don't have it. You really be trying it. I'm
just saying, like, I'm worried because It really is true. White women, right? I don't want to offend anybody, but your skin ages different. Like, why are young girls out here looking like old women? Their skin
They
looks
don't wear
aged.
sunscreen.
Yeah, all of that. It looks really aged.
Y'all are petty. Hector, your man Hector is being petty in the comment section.
What's he
Blonde George.
saying?
Hector. Only
Well,
Hector,
guys, I'm
innit?
gonna go, but y'all continue the conversation.
Bye.
Okay,
Bye.
fine.
Who?
Oh, God.
Yara? Blonde George
Yeah.
Washington?
She looks like a blonde George Washington, he said, yeah. But no, I feel like Yara is just, no, I can't stand Yara. When she walked up to the car, did you notice how she had her trousers all the way up, but she's got no ass? It's mainly back. And then she's just got two little cheeks at the bottom.
High. That's
Oh
why
my
they can go up so
God.
high.
It doesn't look attractive when you just pull it all high and it's just back. I don't get it. But, it was an interesting episode anyway today. I won't go on for too long. If you guys have anything more to add, please do so. If you want to, hold on, I'll drop the link one more time. I doubt that anybody wants to come on because you guys love to keep the chat going, which I appreciate. So it's all good. But yeah, I feel like what is going on with Yara? I mean, hopefully next week though. I mean, can we just talk about the Confederate flag in Michael's house?
I'm not surprised.
Like, can we?
I'm not surprised.
What is that about? Because him and his mom kind of come across a bit redneck, kind of, you know what I mean? Very dated.
It's a symbol of hate, and I don't care who I offend by saying this. It's a symbol of hate. Get over it. You lost the war.
Yeah.
Flying that flag now is an act of treason. That's what it is. You lost. Get over it.
I don't know, man. I was a little bit like, really, Mike? This is how we're moving? This is how we're doing it? You know what I mean? No.
But
can't be good.
Wasn't his ex biracial or mixed, like, or
I don't know what
Caucasian?
she was, but I mean, if you...
I mean, I guess that doesn't have anything to do with it.
No, GSP said something. Look at it. Oh, I think it's going to show now. She said she would stab her. What did she say? She'd stab somebody with a fork for my skin. Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
Hold
you
on
guys
a
are
second.
funny.
1 second.
No, it's okay. But hey Bobo. It doesn't send a good message. No, I saw it. You know what it does, GSP? Certain things it will hold it back, and either the mod or I have to okay it. But that's not aggressive at all, so it's all good. I'd stab someone with a fork for your skin. I mean, YouTube is just a bit health and safety, and
I would too. FYI.
Shut up. They're just taking precaution.
If you send me like a little vial of your blood, I'll just like make a mask out of it or something.
But yeah, I mean, the Confederate flag is a little bit disturbing. What do you think though? Next week, the way that Tiffany's already fell out with Ronald, do you think she's gonna? What are the odds? How long? Let's make a bet, people. How long do you guys think Tiffany will stay with what's his face? Here, I'll drop you for a sec. How long do you think Ronald and Tiffany will stay together? Like, I don't think they're gonna last maybe 3 weeks in. It could be it turns around and they start becoming loved up again, and all of a sudden she wants to stay. But after that, poop comment, I don't do nappy, dirty nappy thing, and her telling him that he doesn't do anything for her, I really do not think that. I just had connected. I was only getting the thumbnail. Oh, sorry. Was YouTube acting up again? Sorry, Bobo. I didn't realize. Sometimes YouTube is always glitching, you know, Bobo. So, oh, she's not done yet. Sorry, I thought she was flagging me. Yeah, exactly. Till he starts gambling. I think he's vaping and playing poker on his phone right now. Yeah, he's vaping and playing poker on his phone right now. I mean, that man is lazy, and I think why he's saying the things that he said with he's going to force her to stay, even that, I think TLC is side-eyeing him at this point, because you're not going to lock them up in a basement. I mean, this is borderline dateline. You're muted. Borderline dateline. You're muted. Yeah.
I said no. He's just gonna lock them up in the garage.
Yeah, in the room with no windows, with the two children. I can only imagine.
Creepy. No, he just wants to lock the little boy up in there. That's Roger's room, or whatever his name is, Daniel's room.
Yeah, no, I can only imagine. I can only imagine if that's what. But the way this man sits, always just sits with his body slumped and so nonchalant and doesn't care about anything. It's not attractive. It's not attractive because it doesn't show you that this man's got some oomph about him. Where's the get-go? Where's the wanting to do something type energy? You're sitting there, and then she's arguing with him. He spent $3,000 American dollars to fix his bike, remember? But you're now building a room out of plywood.
Like a motorcycle?
You could have put that man. Yeah, he has a motorcycle because that's what he's into, his hobbies. He could have put that money into renting a better place.
You're not allowed to have hobbies when you don't go to work.
Oh, yeah. He said that's why he doesn't earn that much.
A distraction from work.
That's why he doesn't earn that much.
Distraction from work. When you don't work, you don't need a distraction.
No, he works. Remember, he does have a job, but he works. He works at a mechanic place, apparently fixing bicycles, because that's what he's into. Now you got me bloody thirsty.
And he couldn't get a discount?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. But she said he spent $3,000, so he's holding out for management. GSB says he might be holding out for management, maybe to get in a better position. I don't know. Why is YouTube not working? Can you see the comments on the bottom?
Soundproofing.
Right, there we go. So, it's very slow today. It's very glitchy today.
I don't know. I said I'd be knocking down a wall and looking for soundproofing materials.
Yeah.
That room scares me.
Yeah, right.
And my child will not be sleeping in the garage. Is it crazy?
So I'm going to call it a day for 90 days. But guys, listen up. On Wednesday, I want to talk about, what's his name? Sorry, let me get his name right, because... Oh, no. No, crap. That's not what it was. Is it? No. Where's the guy? Okay. I've got a murder case that I want to cover on Wednesday, but now I've bloody lost the link. There's this guy right now. Maybe Leslie, you know the name. And me and Ablavi were talking about it. There's this guy that's representing himself at the moment. He's got that hair like The Weeknd, looking crazy in court. Have you not seen it all over the news? He's apparently questioning his own son in court because he's representing himself. Yeah. So he gets to question his son, who's the main witness for the murders he committed because he killed his mum and his sister. So the teenager saw it all happening, apparently, and is the main state witness, the prime state witness. And this guy looking crazy in court, you know, he's got the Weeknd mat hair, you know, the hair that looks like a doormat. He's got that hair on top of his head, and he's there in a suit representing himself. I'm going to do a little bit of digging about that murder case.
I'm going to Google that. Is it in New York?
Yeah. Hold on. I'm not sure if it was New York. GSP, help me out. I'm not sure the name, so I can Google it. I'm going to look for that. And, I want to cover that a little bit. And also, I might do a 2-in-1 because I don't think there's a lot to say about this story, but I just found it so interesting. GSP, remember, if you are taken to court, they say that he's representing himself. So he's signed away the fact that he doesn't want a state lawyer to represent him. So if you're representing yourself and the state prosecutors have got that child as a state witness who is now 11 to 13, I'm not sure exactly how old he is, but I think he's above 10. And he's a witness for basically to speak up for his mom and his sister who got murdered. He stabbed them and shot them, I think. Yeah. In a frenzy. So I'm going to have to look. This
not a
happened
frenzy.
in Florida.
Of course it did.
He's not mentally capable. Yeah. So I'm going to cover that. And also, hey? Hold on. Florida
I'm
man.
sure he was evaluated.
Let me see if I can find it. There it is. Yes. Got it. Now, it's a double murder in Florida. So his name is, let me just see, Ronnie O'Neill, his name is, the second, or the third, sorry, Ronnie O'Neill. So he's representing himself. They've been in court now, I think, for over a week. So it will be interesting to see what happens. I'm going to look a little bit up about that murder case. And also, I want to talk about this innocent man who has been in jail for 43 years, named, oh, again, here I go with the names. I want to get it right because I don't want to. His name is Kevin Strickland. And this is a murder case that happened years and years ago. I think, remember, like I said, this man has been in jail for 43 years. So it happened 43 years ago. This man is now 65 years old. And apparently he's been in jail, you know, and accused of committing a double murder back in, 40 years ago. We're talking 19...
It's like the 80s.
70s,
like
80s, 70s, yeah,
no,
70s, going into the 80s. And basically he's innocent. This happened, this particular case is, I think the governor of Missouri is refusing to let him go, even though the two people that did it confessed. Listen to this now, the injustice of this story. The two main guys that did it confessed and said it was them. They did 10 years each and got let go. Whereas this man always pleaded his innocence and said he had nothing to do with it, had an alibi, but was still kept in prison for 43 years. And now, if he gets out now, he has been the longest serving innocent person in jail in America in history.
I smell restitution.
And this is what they're saying.
Apparently,
and then this woman who's working with the innocent protection, the Innocent Project that gets people out of jail. Yeah, they, the Missouri-based office are dealing with this case, and they're saying that there's no restitution apparently because you've been convicted in court. So again, they're wrapping it around with the red tape of the law in order to say, we're not even giving you no money. Like this man did an interview. I don't even want to get into it too much. Let's get into it on Wednesday. I'm going to wrap it up now for today. But the story is very, very fascinating and interesting. He's now in a wheelchair. His health is deteriorated a lot. His mother is dying. It's just absolutely awful. We are constantly dealing with a world where the poor people and black, colored, Spanish, Asian, whatever, are constantly being undermined and treated like their life does not matter. How are you in jail for that long and now they're still not letting you go, even though everybody signed off on the fact that you're innocent? You're innocent, you know. My blood pressure has been high tonight. I do not want to get my blood pressure high again, right? Because I've dealt with Angela already. So let me just, thank God we're blessed for another day. Hopefully tomorrow will be even better for all of us. So stay hydrated, stay well, look after yourself, and tune in on Wednesday so you can get involved with the story that I've just said. I'll put the thumbnail up probably tomorrow night also so you can see what's going on ahead of time. And hit up the thumbs up for me, please. That would be great. And also hit the notification bell so you don't miss another live. And like, share, and subscribe. And look after yourself. And hopefully I will see you guys on Wednesday with Murder and Moisturize. So I'll see you guys then. Take care. On 3.